And good morning. It's already 6:30. Can y'all believe that? December the 19th. This morning, this week is flying. It's Thursday. We are now less than a week away from Santa Claus arriving. Whoa, he's coming, y'all. December the 24th, he'll make his rounds. Chilly this morning. Have you opened a door? 47 with a wind chill of 43 as you're starting your day. Brr. Yeah. Well, it is for people like me that are cold-natured. Some of you walk around in T-shirts and 30-degree weather. I commend you, Mr. Short Sleeve Man. You're tough. I'm not. We've got a big show coming up at 7 o'clock. The judge is in town. Here come the judge. Nick Lisi is in with us this morning. We're going to ask him judgy questions. Yeah. What we're going to ask him to judge on. He'll have to make...
We got a few things. We got a long list.
Did Judge T loan him his gavel so he could use that this morning?
No, he bought him a new one.
Okay. Y'all look out. Y'all look out. There's a lot of fun coming up with that as we get ready for that this morning. I can't remember if I've got the right. We may have to make an adjustment here if I don't have the right message coming up from Collinsville First Baptist. I'll have to check it. You have to go ahead and call yourself out sometimes. Big show coming up. We're going to give you the latest headlines of what's shaping America this morning. Oh, that's right around the corner. Join us, won't you? We'll be right back.
We all need the truth, even when we don't like it. You know, for one of my...
Over our next 5 Change Begins in You devotionals, we're going to focus in on the season of Advent and count the days to Christmas. Advent is an ancient tradition of the church that aims to prepare our hearts for Christmas. So as we count to Christmas, I want us to think this year about the manger's missional mandate. Jesus Christ, the eternal Son of God, came from heaven to earth on a mission to save the world. At the beginning of his mission, he took on flesh, was born of the Virgin Mary, and was laid in a manger. So every Christmas, the manger is a reminder of the mission of God and that this mission will not be finished until Christ comes again. Now today we light the candle of hope. And we take our scripture from Matthew chapter 12, 15 through 21. Jesus, aware of this, withdrew from there, and many followed him, and he healed them and ordered them not to make him known. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. Behold, my servant whom I've chosen, my beloved with whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he will proclaim justice to the Gentiles. He will not quarrel or cry aloud, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not quench, until he brings justice to victory. And in his name, the Gentiles will hope. You see, the world has only one Savior, Jesus Christ. There's no other name under heaven given where a man can be saved. Therefore, the world has only one hope, the gospel of Jesus Christ. And there are people all over this planet who need to hear that good news. And God has given us that task to spread this hope. So this Christmas, may we spread the hope of Jesus to fulfill the manger's missional mandate. Merry Christmas. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I hope you enjoyed that message. We are so close to Christmas. And let me remind you, there's going to be a lot of church services, a lot of singings and places to go Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Enjoy them all. It's a wonderful time of year. And again, as always, don't forget that reason for the season. That's why we've got all that. As we start looking at headlines, anybody remember the name Jamie Lee Curtis? I don't know a whole lot. I think she had some workout videos. I'm pretty sure the judge had one in Odie. I think they watched. Come on right after Richard Stem. But the point is, I didn't realize that, and you have to commend somebody. Being from Hollywood, it's kind of tough. She's been married 40 years to the same person yesterday. I did not know that. So congratulations to Jamie Lee. That's an unheard of feat in Hollywood in today's times. What else is going on today as we start looking around? That's not it. The Department of Justice is urging a judge to deny a woman to be able to attend the inauguration of Donald J. Trump. You go, well, why would that happen? Oh, well, they indicted her last January the 6th, or 4 years ago. She wants to go, and she's got one of the little pieces of paper that says if she goes too far, she has to get permission. She's asking to attend. The odds of her getting to go are slim to none on the Vegas odds, I think. I don't think she's going to get to go. She wants to. She can watch it live like the rest of us. We'll eat popcorn and stuff, and it'll be more fun at home anyway. I'm sure that really is a... I've never gone to the governor's thing in the state of Mississippi, but I'm sure the presidential thing, whoever's getting elected, to be there in person to watch something like that is something else.
But we have been to the governor's mansion.
We did go to the governor's mansion, and I didn't know. Well, I'll ask the judge about this. What some campaign questions that I don't quite understand. The oldest known tablet that's got the 10 Commandments has been sold. It was found in 1913. They unearthed it, and it was a copy of the 10 Commandments. They predict that it was written in 300 A.D. It sold for $5 million at auction. Now, the person that bought it, you got to give them credit. They're going to give it to Israel to put in their museum. That's nice. That was some fierce bidding back and forth. They expected it to raise $1 million. It shot to $5 million. That's neat. The oldest one there is in existence known to man. The odd thing about this is the people that originally found it took it on home. They didn't realize that it was really all that, and they used it to, put in their driveway.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. That happened until 1941, until somebody goes, I think this worth a little something. And boy, was it ever worth something. Anybody watching from Florida that's been on their back steps sipping coffee or maybe something else and think, hey, was that a monkey? Yes, sir, there's some wild monkeys loose in Florida. What state was that not long ago? Georgia. Florida now has some monkeys that are loose, and police are urging you, if you see a wild monkey, do not go up near them. They could hurt you. We really don't make this stuff up. It does happen. Now, I'm unsure where the monkeys escaped from or how they got in the wild, but 3 communities have been reporting there's monkeys in the bushes. The FAA, oh boy. New Jersey, that's where we've been seeing all these drones. Y'all been paying attention to this? Most likely. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. But as I've told you, there's usually a reason. We'll wait to find out. But the FAA has said, can't fly your drone right now until we figure all this out. So there's portions of New Jersey today that are not going to get drone footage from nobody. They're halting that until the investigation is over. As we go back as far as 1950, and again, most of these fellows are probably deceased at this point, but they've got a list, and they're going to release names as the Catholic Church. 50 priests in the Michigan area are accused of historic sexual misconduct in a new release. And again, it goes back to 1950. Not all of these fellows are still around, but they are going to release the names of what they've done. As we've always said, what a shame it is when somebody hides behind religion who breaks the law and does things of this nature. It's awful. But it does happen, and it will happen again. We all know that. What does that tell us? Watch your children. No matter who it is, what they do, where they go, be a part of your child's life. My, oh my. Liz Cheney. We got any fans in the room of Liz Cheney? No, he's not raising his hand. I tried to get him to there. Liz Cheney, probably not the most liked Republican there is. She may get investigated. Have y'all see this? House Republicans have voted that, she probably done something wrong, like tampering with witnesses in the January 6th committee. They may investigate. It's leaning toward that. She reminds me of, who was it? Bob Dole? Y'all remember him? No. And who's the other guy her daddy. There's a bunch of those what do they call, what did Trump call them? Rhinos. What is Republican? It stands for, it's a hiding Republican is what it means, but they're not really. She's pretty tough there. Kevin Costner was the only person I knew that wore a Liz Cheney shirt.
That ought to explain it.
We know how. I'll leave that alone. She got one vote that we know of. Oh, somebody's in trouble. Matt Gaetz, does that name ring a bell? And again, let me say this before I say what this is. If they had concrete evidence, without the shadow of a doubt, he would be behind bars at this point. They didn't like the man. They come after him. But we do see now that the House Ethics Committee is going to release that report of the investigation on him. It'll tell some tell-alls in it, but it's coming out. If you'll remember, he is headed off to be a news anchor. News One, I think, is the network. But he's going to do that instead of being a senator. Seemed like that senator thing would have been bigger. Oh, it was too late. He had already resigned. Front row. Let's see here. This is just bad. When you invite a kid out and you promise them something, well, you stand by what you do. Now, I don't know a lot about basketball. Charlotte Hornets, anybody know that team? I don't know a whole. I know Larry Bird, and they tell me he no longer plays. At the end of the day, the Hornets invited this youngster out onto center court. They stopped him and his dad, said, "Hey, would you like to go out center court?" And as they're walking out, they said, "You got to give this back at the end of it." Well, they go out and they read this letter from Santa that says you've won a PlayStation 5, and they give it to him in front of the crowd. They go backstage and they take it away from him and give him a T-shirt. That's like the Grinch.
Yeah.
And the dad said if they'd have just told my kid they were giving him a T-shirt, he just wanted to be out there. But he said it's just wrong. They have since realized what a huge mistake that was and called and said, let us give you a PlayStation 5 to make this up. But you just don't do that.
Like they didn't have the money.
Yeah. Stand by what you say. If you say I'm giving you a T-shirt, give it to them. If you don't want to, just don't participate. My, oh my. But again, I don't know a lot about the Charlotte Hornets. Are they a big team? Do they win games? Probably not. We're thinking they're at the bottom of the catfish. That's just down there. We don't know. Supreme Court is going to be taking on the bid for defunding the Planned Parenthood in South Carolina. We'll see what becomes of that. This could be a landmark case where it leads to other states defunding. We will see what happens on this. There's a lot of people against it. There are those in America that are for that. We do realize that. I think that goes back to the Roe versus Wade thing, to where states would have the right to choose. And even in this, I think that should be to where the state votes on that, of where this money goes. There's a lot of things I feel that the voters of America should have the right to vote on. When money is wasted senselessly, people should have to answer for it. And I'm not just talking, I'm talking about in general of things that are bought for counties, cities, states. When it's a lot of money, the voters should have the right to go, hang on a second. My opinion. Hey, we're expecting U.S. auto sales to start to soar next year. Interest rates are going to be coming down, and they're predicting that new cars are going to be sold. They say it will be the best year since 2019. How old is yours?
A whole lot older than that.
Mine was a 4 with no options. And just because it rains, well, you didn't need to roll down the window anyway, did you? Anybody else have that problem? Seriously, it rains and your window doesn't work.
No.
I got a new motor.
I have before.
You've had that problem?
I've had that more than once.
And I have, and we all have been back, and we all remember back when you had the roll down windows. There's not a person alive. Well, okay, wait a minute. Over 30, let's go 35, that hasn't had to use a roll down window. And occasionally your handle would break. And you'd have to go to the toolbox and get a pair of vice grips and clamp. We've been there.
You got to remember, anybody that's 35 years old or
Yeah,
younger
35 or
has
old.
never lived a day on this earth without the internet.
Yeah, they have not, 35, the internet. But, and who remembers, let's go another demographic up. Remember when your vent window would, that wind come in, and there's nothing you could do to put paper in there tight enough to make that window from rattling? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's go one more generation before that. Remember when we had the pull handles in the floor for air conditioning to vent on your legs? There's some people that don't know that one. My 66 truck has got it.
Did you ever put pennies behind the side?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about, of cramming paper and pennies. But that old 66 of mine has got it. That was the air conditioning in the truck. It has these handles in the floor that open up vents on your legs, and air comes in from the outside. Did I ever mention it was a real hot truck and I'm supposed to put air conditioning in it? I can't handle it no more. Old enough to be paid for is what Bob says is what he's got there. I'm telling you, it's like it makes you want to do the Trump dance if you ever pay anything off. But now, and let's be honest about this when it comes to new cars, there's a lot of people that when they go to buy it, they no longer go, well, how much is the car? They simply ask what the payment is. And then after signing that dotted line, they're paying for it for 10 years. A car is good for about
5, 6 years.
6, Odie's saying 6 at the most.
11 or 12.
If you're Nick Lisi, it's good for 30.
Mine's 14 years old.
His wife wouldn't even ride with him. Did you know that? Folks, it had 678,000 miles on it, but he said it was still going. We ain't picking on the judge or anything, but he's frugal, y'all. Frugal.
I like to give it one. Posey Park's up front.
Uh-oh, we got somebody in trouble in Los Angeles. It's the deputy mayor in Los Angeles. Now, why would you do this? He phoned in a threat to City Hall. Is it like he didn't want to go to work? Yeah, this is like people that calling them to schools, and I'm not going to say that word because, well, they get upset in the internet world. But he called in a threat. They had to evacuate the building. He's been arrested. Now, he could be innocent. I mean, somebody could have used his phone. Okay. We'll wait and see. Let's see here. Hold on, we'll skip that for a little. Here's something, and I want to be very clear about this. That there is a line in America that we've had a very confusing thing for the last 4 years. And let me just say it the way it is. There's been discussions of people not understanding if they're a man or a female, and when it comes to the law, it gets even blurrier than that because they arrest someone, they're dressed a certain way, and, well, they're sent to jail to, let's say that you're a male, and you're sent to a male prison. You should be a male. Let's hypothetically say that you were a male that resembled a female. You're sentenced to jail. He chose, she, I don't know how to say it. A dude got sent to jail in a female prison because he thought, or he identified that day as a female. Anybody see a problem coming? Anybody know where this story is going? They're doing rounds. Dum, 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 dum. You know how they do walk by the prison and they go, what's going on in there?
Yeah.
It's a love connection. They were playing the love game. He has been removed from something it's been taken out and moved to a male prison now to where they can't play the love connection game. And
Well, they could.
I guess they could, but he is suing because he liked the other way better. Well,
Guess they were
I honestly, this was in Washington State where all this happened, where they actually caught this guy that was identifying as a woman in a woman's prison, who was really a male, who still had all those natural born. Boy, I'm going down a rabbit hole, aren't I? Y'all know, we're going. I don't know what to say. I really don't. We're going on to the next story, but that happened there, Washington State there, and it's a lawsuit there, is because he wants to go back to the other one. Good luck there, buddy. Let's see here, Disney. This is big news, kind of the same subject there. They are removing the transgender storyline from the upcoming Pixar streaming series. Starting to be a trend there of America taking 4 years backward step. We'll see what becomes of that. The U.S. of A. says that they have eliminated this, eradicated it. You know that murder hornet we heard so much about? They say this eradicated from the U.S. of A. That's good news there. Bob, quit putting those little smiling marks up there. You're going to make me laugh. And I'm really trying to. And I was chasing rabbits there. I'm sorry. Lots going on. Let's see what else we've got today. Atlantic City. I remember when this case originally came out, the mayor was accused of hurting his daughter, of abusing his daughter. And he's in all kinds of trouble now because he tried to get his daughter to take the claims back. He says that she fell. She says daddy beat her with a broom. and it's off to court to see who wins. He says that once he gets to court, he will be cleared. It is.
It'd be like if Julia run somebody over.
Those, I don't. And seriously, y'all think of that. That is awful that a father and daughter are involved in something like this. Let's really, really, really hope that nothing happened there, and it's a misunderstanding in some kind of a way. We hope that, but at the end of the day, and I'm not saying this guy, I'm saying that there's things that go on. Y'all know this as well as I do, of children that need your help, that don't have a voice, that are hurt all across America. It could be your next door neighbor. It could be somebody that's very quiet. Check on people. If something isn't right, check on them. Sometimes they truly don't have a voice and they're scared to speak up. That's my thoughts on that. We'll be back with your weather forecast in just a moment. We'll cheer things up there. I know that's a very dark subject. There's no way around it, but it's heart touching and things happen. Look out for those babies. We'll be right back.
This is going to be our biggest year-end clearance event ever here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia. Inventory is up and rates are finally down. We promise to save you thousands on any of our new inventory. From Siennas to Sequoias, Camrys to Corollas, Tundras, Tacomas, no matter the model, we will not be undersold. We want your business. With interest rates as low as 1.99%, top dollar value for your trade-in, and thousands off all of our inventory, Doc's Toyota is your clear choice for your next Toyota purchase. So come see us here at Doc's Toyota in Philadelphia, at docstoyota.com or on Facebook. And remember, there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue. Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Yeah.
As we go for our record highs and record lows, anybody remember 08? Well, it was 77 today. It was a warm day. Back in 1929, cold, 27 today. Don't worry, Friday night's coming. You'll get your wish. As we look at today's forecast, we should see 59 for a high throughout the Meridian area, 57 Philadelphia, and by the time we make it to Columbus, around 55. As we go to Vicksburg down the river, 59, and it should stay that way to around Natchez. As we come across east, Tuscaloosa, 56. 55 there in Birmingham and Auburn, a little bit warmer, 62 is what we've got there. Here's the outlook. That's warmer weather, isn't it? Don't worry, nighttime is coming on Friday night. Let's go ahead and pull up that 7-day forecast as we'll see the changing of temperatures. Tonight should be 37, the high of 59 today, as we mentioned. Tomorrow, 2 degrees cooler during the daytime with a high of 57, 28 tomorrow night. We'll see 49 on Saturday for the high. That's going to be drastic, into the 40s. That's our first time to not get above 50, I think, for the year. 49, 27 on Saturday night. Downright cold is what that is. 54 on Sunday, still below freezing on Sunday night with a low of 31. As we head toward Monday, look at this, 59, and as we get near Christmas Eve there, 64. 47 there. And by the time Christmas Day rolls in, 65 for a high with a 30% chance of showers. Not so bad there. Let's go ahead and look toward the new year, what's coming. We'll see that the day after Christmas, 69, but we do have that 40% chance of showers. As we go right on to January 1st, 60. Did y'all see that 70-degree weather there as we try to wind out the year? 72, 73 there for a couple of days. This just doesn't even seem right, does it? As that new year rolls in, we'll get into the 60s, though, nighttime lows of 40s. Just a little bit hot there, ending out the new year, or the old year. I said that wrong, didn't I? Wow. Be ready for this weather. And again, wipe your hands because we're all going to be getting sniffles. As we look at the fishing forecast for today, a major time was earlier this morning. Now we've got another time coming this afternoon at 4 o'clock. 4 to 6, so from 4 to dark 30 should be great fishing. As we'll see, a minor time will happen this morning around 11 o'clock. 11 to 1 is what we'll say will be minor if you want to be out doing it. The wind's nice. North wind around 5 miles an hour. Not so bad at all. What about deer hunting today? As we go over there and find out, major times today will be 3 o'clock this afternoon till about 5, so that's perfect. If you can sneak off from work, be there. It's an average day of hunting. Sunrise at 6:51. Sunset will be at 453 this afternoon. Again, that wind's going to be north wind around 5 miles an hour. Not bad at all. That's pretty good, isn't it? Let's go to radar and take a look at what we've got showing this morning on radar to let you know what it is. The great state of Mississippi is not looking bad at all as we pull this up. Look at that, all clear. We've got to go almost all the way to the coast of Georgia before we find some. Brunswick, Savannah, as we get into the Carolinas, having a little fog this morning. But boy, look at Florida down here. It's just ate up with fog. Orlando, those areas, Kissimmee, around Fort Myers and Naples, full of fog this morning. Be careful. Even up in northwest of Conway, we got a little bit. Fort Smith, those areas, and south of Tulsa, a little bit of fog this morning, but no rain. Look at that. We do have snow. Look up at Minneapolis, Des Moines, those areas there. The further north you go, Fargo, very cold place. Let's just see what we got up there in temperatures. Oh, a -5. How nice. It's actually 10 with a wind chill of 5. Fargo is coming in this morning at, 19? A little further north there, you got 9 degrees with a -11. Isn't it great to be in Mississippi? Did I mention that? Alabama, aren't y'all feeling nice and warm now? I thought so. Wow. Some great things to live in the South. We don't have to put up with that very often. It's a different world up there. Changes your accent the further colder it gets, too. Just thought I'd point that out. We're getting ready for a great show. Already talking Alka-Seltzer. Y'all better get you some. Because when you need some, you ever gone in an emergency situation and need some Alka-Seltzer Cold Plus, you go in, there's none on the shelf. Stockpile it. It's like the Southern way to do things. We want to make sure you're prepared for anything. Again, the morning show is coming up here in just a few moments. As a matter of fact, I'm running late today. We'll be cutting off. We'll be right back in just a moment as the judge joins us. He's coming. We'll find out more about it.